just random celebrity names, and when you need a
That'd be
name, you
hilarious.
choose one, and that's their character. You act like that celebrity. It's great.
Oh my god. I do keep an ongoing list, like a long ongoing list of names though, when I come across them, just to pull them out of like an NPC in case when they pop up when I have to improvise one.
Mm-hmm.
Mine always like to ask like weird questions, and it's like I don't have a character that's gonna be able to answer that. But here, I'll make something up.
I do like streamline the process a bit. So like I had any blacksmith in any of the towns for my current campaign, they're all like they're all just brothers who are blacksmiths,
Uh-huh.
and they all have the voice of Kronk from Emperor's New Groove,
That's great.
and just a different variation of the name, just so I never have to come up with blacksmiths ever again while they're in this whole area.
I want to add like a shopkeep that just seems to appear in every single town they're in.
Just follows them.
And they're just like just pop
It's like,
up. Like it wasn't there yesterday, but the
uh,
traveler
yeah,
the group
it's
came
like,
in and all of a sudden there's a new store.
so it's Pokemon then, with
Yes.
Nurse Joy and
basically.
whatever
And
the cop
and
is,
and they never and the person running it
officer.
is like, "Oh, that's my cousin." Or, "Oh, that's my sister." Like they're never actually that person even though they're exactly the same person. So I'm going to like have the entire party completely believe that there's a family of pop-up magic shops, pop-up basic good shops. It's just gonna be weird. I think that would be fun.
Sounds good to me.
So I don't know if you've ever read a lit RPG, but there's a book series of in the lit RPG genre that has that in it. It's like a they all look identical, but they do different. They have different kinds of shops around the town.
That's nice.
It's called
I just think it'd be
he
fun
who
to have to just keep describing the exact same person.
the book series is called He Who Hunts Monsters.
Sounds fun. Well, I messaged Jessica. It sounds like she is on the road heading back from a family vacation thing, and isn't going to make it. Says that she'll try to join late if she makes it home in time. Um, so, we can go ahead and just get started. If somebody wants to volunteer to sort of run Lena, that'd be awesome. Um, but otherwise, we can jump into things if you guys want. So
I can try to.
cool. Can you move her token and access her character sheet, or do I need to give you access here?
I can't.
Okay, then let me fix that for you. Okay.
I don't think we had to try to control Lena yet.
Let's
Yeah, I
see.
can control everyone else.
So there you go.
Pretty sure at this point, every
And
single person can move every other person's token.
Yep.
it's easier that way. I mean, I could change and remove permissions every time, but why bother? You should be able to access her stuff and move her now.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. Groovy. All right. Then let's get into it, shall we? When last we left our heroes, you all were continuing to explore the caverns and old halls of Kundrakar, the dwarven stronghold, which you were sent to clear out of all threats for the hope of future recolonization by the dwarven faction in Saltmarsh, as well as to seek out and find any of the legendary weapons forged by the master smith Durgadin. Um, you had fought your way through a large group of orcs and ogres and other such things, and managed to save a couple humans who had been trapped and apparently taken hostage on some sort of strange expedition headed out into the wilds of this island which you found yourself on, claiming that they were searching for this hidden city of Tomoa-chan. And now they've sort of just attached themselves to your group, as it were, as you make your way through here, in the hopes that you will then assist them in completing their mission, which they were commissioned to do, searching out this old temple. But in the meantime, you just finished fighting off what appeared to be an orcish shaman and a couple of her henchmen, as well as a few sturges. I believe one of you got scorched by some strange green alchemical fire in a trap as well. And you sit now in the aftermath of that little battle. What will you guys do next? What's the plan?
Lena is gonna check this guy for stuff.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and.
I find it interesting that we don't do that normally.
Yeah.
We
So
kill them and walk away.
who needs the spoils? I guess, right?
We need loot.
Let's see here. Which one are you looking at? The shaman themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, within the shaman's person, you can definitely find what appears to be a rather hefty bag of silver, 160 silver pieces, just sitting right there, as well as you can find a couple of flasks, metal flasks with stoppers on them. And they have some sort of strange scrawl written in Orcish. You can't really make it out. But yeah, there's some sort of liquid inside that you can feel for sure. And let's see here. Yeah, that's about all that you find on there.
And so Lena will continue to explore the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Use her as a sacrificial trap.
If you don't show up, that's what happens.
Hey.
Your character gets to spring all the traps, right?
Also, Gardane is taking down the cone of silence so we can hear Lena.
All right. Sounds good. Let's see here.
Oh, I got to move with them.
Yay.
I step into the room just to be there.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a perception check for Lena for me here. With an 18, she can clearly see that there is over here what appears to be like a hidden secret door built into the wall that leads into sort of this little passageway over in this direction. But aside from that, the place is covered with a lot of refuse. You see hanging from the ceiling in here, there are several humanoid skulls just on like leather ropes and whatnot all throughout. One of them has like a little candle on it that's burning and everything. It's very macabre. But aside from that, there's nothing really of value, you'd say. So.
All right, cool. Well, I guess Lena will take a peek in this hallway and kind of see where it goes.
It's that secret passage that we found.
Yeah. So heading further down, it does go down this way, and from this side, the secret door is very apparent. You guys actually missed it on this side. You didn't find it initially, I don't think.
Nope,
But
we didn't.
yeah, from this side, it is very clear that there is a secret door there.
Oh, so we
connecting
gotcha.
these two areas there.
Whoop.
So yeah.
All right. Well, Don't worry about it. There's nothing else in here. You guys can move on. Move along. Move along.
Lena, what happened to your voice?
It's a little bit after my transformation. Sometimes the vocal cords, they stay a deeper tone for a while, so...
Like the
When
Elvis steps Mr. off
when
of-
you're dealing with wild magic, sometimes things can, they're wild.
Stand on the
Makes
stairs.
sense.
Can we see anything that's down there?
So from the stairs, descending down, give me a perception check.
Perception. 6. Anyone else want to do this?
It's dark. Now you have dark vision, so you can see a ways down, but there's limits to your dark vision too.
Well, yeah.
It is very dark descending down there, and the stairs appear to go very far. And even with like a 6 and a 9, it's apparent you can hear even from here the sound of rushing water far below.
All right, well,
Health-wise, before
are we going down there?
I'm
Gardain's
down
not
9
doing.
points.
Gardain's down almost 30 points.
What about spell slots?
Gardain is out. Bone drive.
Completely
I have
out, huh?
I have one. Well, I have one level 2, and that's it.
What
As
was
you
the
guys
long
are
rest?
sitting here debating it, Meepo strides forward and says, "Off we go!"
Meepo,
Oh,
wait.
maybe grab him by his collar and pull him back up.
And kind of like gets yanked back. But hey, we go. No.
maybe take like a short 30-minute rest, or
Maybe a long rest if possible. I need spells.
are we in
And I have one of each level, but
Did we explore this room up here?
yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
it had caustic liquid in it that set things on fire.
Oh yeah.
Got
That's right.
burned while doing this.
So
Because we can't help but set off the trap, no matter how careful we are.
Well, I mean, benefits
so
of having a rogue in a party.
yeah, right.
Yeah, well, the rogue died. We tried that.
Maybe we should all come in this room to rest, where there's like a fire, and at least there's only maybe 2 entrances and not a set of stairs where someone could come up and surprise us while we're resting.
There's all these rooms back here too that have the beds.
Oh yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, but that room was awful smelling.
Most of these places were. The orcs that
Think with
inhabited
the
the
place
place
with the skulls are any better?
weren't super hygienic.
No.
We came in through here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you had to break through these bars here. It was like all.
We did it the hard
Can I
way.
check this
Yeah,
little nook right here?
Yeah, there's not much there. It's just a tiny little dead end. I can. There you go.
You can reveal all the darkness like above that too if you want. Oh, dang it.
No
You're
extra
welcome.
rooms.
All right. So do we want to rest?
Yes.
Say we just find a safe-ish
Safe place to
spot to rest, maybe. Seems like there's already a fire here.
So, if you want to do a short rest, that's totally fine. Doing a long rest is going to be a little bit more difficult, per se. You actually haven't. I know it's been like forever, as far as game sessions and real life time, but your actual time in this place has been maybe a couple hours.
Seriously?
You're like midday-ish at most.
Oh my goodness.
On your
Where it feels
adventuring
much
day.
longer than the day.
Now it's harder to tell because obviously you're inside these caverns and things.
So much
But
battle.
The
So much
whole
battle.
thing from you guys getting up in the morning, scaling the mountain and whatnot, and raiding through all these orcs and things. It's maybe taken a few hours at most, right?
My
Like
goodness,
so.
we're just so efficient.
So it would be difficult for you to just go to sleep this early in the day, even though you maybe need to recover some hit points and spell slots. Now, if you want, you can just sit and camp out and do nothing. But I'm going to be making some rolls for some random encounters and things if something like that happens. Or you can trudge forward as you are
I
and
think we
try
should
to
take a
spend some more
short
time.
rest just to heal
Short
up
rest and scout a
and
little
then
bit.
walk down these bloody stairs that are definitely a call sign.
All right. Short rest it is.
Like, alrighty.
Like, I personally know that Dimitri's gonna walk down those stairs.
Yeah, I will.
So I'm gonna have to follow to keep the human alive.
I will.
Okay, so a short rest it is. That'll take about an hour of time. If you want to spend some of your hit dice, you're more than welcome to do so, as well as refresh anything that
Nice.
renews on a short rest.
Yeah, I do
Woo!
Constitution modifier though, still, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I needed.
For each roll. So yeah.
You know, you can just hit dice on your thing, and it'll roll it with your Constitution modifier.
That's nice. Ah, whatever. I'm back to full anyway, just because my Constitution mod is like 4.
Nice. Also, I believe Lena gets all of her wild shapes back with a
Yep.
short rest. So,
It's crazy.
just so that you're aware, Mason.
It's weird that wild shape is a short rest and rage
That's
is
a
like
perfect
a long rest.
roll.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Team.
I'm sure they have their reasons, but I don't know.
Like oversight.
Could be that too. That
Oh,
could be the reason.
whoops! Didn't mean to do that.
Whoa.
Hey, wow,
Sorry,
look at
didn't-
that.
Didn't mean to put that wall of text there.
Well, let's read it now.
It is
The
a-
whole thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. One word at a time.
I only used the one hit dice because I rolled a 15.
Cool. Sounds good.
Because I have
No
a
worries.
+3, and I rolled a perfect dice.
That's nice.
And I'm only like 5 hit points away from full, and there's absolutely no point in wasting a dice. When I won't get all, I'll either not get all 5, or I'll get more than 5.
Oh, while we're doing a
have a
short rest, by the
+3.
way, I'm going to attune to the short sword that we found. And I probably would have done it before, but I am attuned to my Hat of Disguise.
The short sword you found? When was that?
Yeah. We
We
found,
found
like,
a long sword and a short
magical
sword, but we
looking
didn't
long sword
find
and a
anything
short
about them.
Right. Okay. So that was a
We just collected.
short sword with the mark of Durgadin, is what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did appear to be magical. So you try to attune to it, and it doesn't appear to be an attunable sort of magic weapon, but you do get the sense that it is magical. Probably a plus something, you don't know, but so yeah, magical short sword.
Lee,
So if he uses it and he doesn't know what kind of plus it is, does you just tell him what to add?
Not right off the bat. Maybe if he uses it, he'll figure it out.
Wait, so I did attune to it, or I can't?
You
So you
can't.
don't. There's no attunement required. For,
Oh, there's none.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bonus,
For
you-
most,
You
for
can use a
most
magical sword
standard,
without being attached
Yeah.
to it.
Nice.
for most plus normal, just plus 1, 2, 3, whatever weapons, no attunement is required. For the most part, there are exceptions, like if they've got other abilities and things. But
Like, I don't have to attune to mine for Shatter Spike to work.
correct.
Is that a plus weapon, Shatter Spike?
It is.
Yeah, it's a +1.
Oh, perfect.
That's why I won't give it back to you. Because you'd have had to have found the
there's a
axe
long
that is
sword with
just
this deal.
good.
but-
so Lena is gonna go around to everybody. And she's gonna hold the 2 flasks up, and she's gonna kind of put them in people's faces. Like, do you know what this says?
I don't speak Oric, Lena. Sorry.
Flasks?
Oh.
No, I don't speak any.
Meepo, do you know what this says?
No.
Then I'll go. Then Lena will go over to the two humans and ask them, "Hey, you guys are scholars. Do you know what this says?"
Uh, so the female individual here, who had previously introduced herself as Korana, she looks at you and reaches for the flask and, well, I'm afraid it appears orcish, but I'm afraid that's not one of the areas of study we're proficient in, my friend. Whatever it is, I wouldn't drink it. And she hands it back to you.
Lena take it back and kind of walk away, muttering, "You guys are useless."
Ooh,
Okay,
shot fired.
Wow.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Wow.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
I
by
feel
the
like-
end of this short rest, I'll be donning my wide-brimmed sort of looking hat of disguise, and I will change my form to look into a male orc underling, one of the dead ones on the ground here.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna...
Yeah. I'm
Which
gonna
ability
disguise
is
self.
this? Oh, just
For
the
how
spell,
to
disguise
disguise.
self? Okay, cool. That's right, you did get that. Cool. Yeah, so you assume the guise of one of these orcs that you've slain on the ground around here. The spitting image, minus the smell. But yeah,
You,
Gardane, with your little muttering, you do kind of get sort of an indignant sort of, well, I never, out of the man as you walk
So
away from
Mina
the two of
is
them there.
not Mina. Lena. Oops. Lena is the one muttering.
Oh, sorry,
Not Gardane.
Lena. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Lena
get
was-
confused since you're controlling both there.
Yes, I know we sound similar, but please don't assume my character, okay?
So look extremely alike too. I mean, can you blame me?
How long do temporary hit points last?
That depends on the source of the temporary hit points. Most of the time, it's either the duration of the spell that gave it to you, or until you take a long rest. Most of the
Okay.
time.
So I apparently have 10, and I know I got
Excuse
it from doing the narcotic spell, the spell from my rage, but I'm not sure how those end. Because it doesn't actually say.
It doesn't actually say.
Yeah, it doesn't say how I lose them, just that I have them. I don't think the spell expects you to. Yeah, you just gain 1d12 temporary hit points. It doesn't say if that magical effect that ends at the end of my. Yeah, it doesn't
So-
actually say anything.
So, did you take any damage since then?
No,
Okay.
that
So
was the funny
temporary.
bit.
So if you do take damage, those are the first ones that leave,
Okay.
are the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Sort
Well,
of a thing.
yeah, I understood that, but like I had taken damage before the temporary hit point showed up, but I never took damage after because I slayed 3 of them in less than a turn. I killed quick
Okay.
because I killed one, slashed another, killed them, slashed another, and killed them.
Slay, queen, slay.
So unless
Sometimes
a feature that
fun to
grants
do.
you temporary hit points has a duration stated, they
Okay.
last until they're depleted or you finish a long rest.
Ooh, oh bonus.
So
Okay,
until your next long rest, you have those.
glad
or
we
until
took a
you
short
take
rest
damage.
because
So.
I have 64 hit points now.
Nice.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. So unless you have something else you want to do here, you guys complete your short rests with
Thanks.
relative ease,
All right.
despite the
I'm
smell.
assuming there's got to be more swords somewhere because we only found 2.
You would assume so, given the tale that was told to you by Manistrad back in Saltmarsh. But who knows? Alrighty.
I pull a
You
torch
guys-
out and light it.
Nice. Bright orange light begins to illuminate the space for you and lights things
Like I
as
don't
you
have
trudge
12
your
of these
way
suckers, apparently.
down the stairs. What's your marching order as you guys begin your descent into the dark?
What about me and Dimitri, and then we'll put the 3 softies in the middle, and then we can have
Soft.
Lena and Gardain take up the back. Just in case something sneaks up.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
pretty
good.
good. And it's wide enough for 2 people to go down the stairs, obviously, together. For now.
Alrighty. So these stairs, they go down pretty far, and it is very dark. Alleviated quite a bit though by the torch you've chosen to light up.
Darkness is my favorite terrain.
Indeed, it is, Mr. Dark. The stairs themselves are kind of rough-hewn, but passable nonetheless. Nothing particularly dangerous, though there is a slippery or mossy patch here and there from the lack of use. But as you descend your way further and further down, the stairway kind of twists and turns down this really long way, and then the floor has sort of been cut into hundreds of shallow steps, but the walls and the ceiling themselves still kind of have this natural rock look to them. Once you're, I don't know, maybe 70, 80 feet down, the rushing water sound that you heard before gets much louder. And you start to see in the distance, in the light of your torch, what appears to be like a rushing stream that spills from a narrow crack to the south and crosses the stairway itself and into another cavern heading in the other direction, disappearing down a narrow, winding tunnel, sort of to your north. And the rill, from what you can see, is only about maybe 2 or 3 feet wide, but there's a decent amount of water there rushing through.
So it's fat.
Let me go ahead and move you to the new map.
Ooh, I made that really small.
Alrighty.
There we are.
It gets very narrow as you approach this sort of stream area, and it becomes much more difficult to stand like shoulder to shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, with the help of your torch, it's easy enough to clearly see this sort of rushing of water coming straight across where these stairs descend.
Like, how fast are we talking about?
Like, I mean, you need to get a little closer and maybe like experiment some to figure that out. But it's pretty swift, from what you
Swift?
can see. Yeah, swift moving water.
Okay, 1 second. Where is my paper? I pull out the immovable rod and my rope of climbing.
Aha!
Wait, are we
In either hand.
trying to cross the water?
Well, probably. Not the only way to do this.
No.
I know you don't like water.
Gardain does not like water.
Jane
Lena,
does not like water.
Lena,
I
however,
remember this. I had to drag you across the last river we were in. Which is why I pulled out the immovable rod and the rope early. I take the immovable rod and stand it up on one end and activate it so it doesn't move.
Okay.
I have the rope of climbing tie around it, tie around me, and then I cross the river.
Okay. Let's see.
So,
here.
okay. I'm gonna draw the
So,
thing. I'm gonna
let's
stick
see.
the rod here, tie the rope, cross it over, and I'm gonna hold it here, and then everyone else can use the rope to cross the river. But if I start having a problem, the immovable rod will hold me in place so I don't get too far away.
Okay. So, with that little setup, you feel relatively secure. Are you gonna step into the water? Then is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah, because I'm the only one that can't drown while going through it.
Okay. So go ahead. You move yourself into the stream itself. It's not super deep. It comes up to about your knees, a little bit higher,
Yeah.
maybe mid-thigh.
So really,
Uh,
just the rope is there to make sure no one falls, because I've seen people
Mhm.
fly down in a foot of water.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Strength check. Please be good. Please be nice. It was not nice. That is not okay.
So with a
Cripple.
5, you're knocked on your butt by the speed of the rushing water underneath you, but because you're holding on to the rope attached to the immovable rod, you kind of brace yourself and don't get pulled downstream with the water at all,
Mhm.
and avoid taking any damage.
Thank you. I climb back up and keep going, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna hate me.
Okay, Lena.
Trying to do cool stuff, and Roll20 always makes me roll bad.
Lena is gonna come down and use shape water, and redirect the river over where Ashari is
Like
on her
up?
butt. Yeah, up above you, so it's not flowing on you, so you can get up and walk across.
How long can she hold shape
Or
water?
she can redirect it around you.
So I would like, just for the heck of it here, before she does that, I would like Lena to give me just an intelligence check. All right, yeah. No, she thinks this is a good idea,
Oh,
and casts the spell, spins the spell slot.
No, it's a cantrip.
Oh, it's just a cantrip. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, she uses the magic and starts to shape the water around, and it does clear the path.
for like 10
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, you better
For a
move.
little while. Well, it works. Yeah.
I'm gonna get across now.
Okay. You get
For
across.
however long this is gonna last.
No, it says 1 hour.
It's gonna last for 1 hour.
I mean, that's what the spell says.
Okay. What's everybody else doing right now?
Waiting to.
I'm walking back, grabbing the
waiting for other
immovable
people to
rod,
do
and
it. I
then
don't have
walking
any
across.
experience with.
Someone disengage the immovable rod and come on.
Someone
She's gonna
disengage
hold
it
the
and
river
go.
up.
Someone disengage it and go.
Yeah, grab it, because apparently
Okay.
we don't need to do my thing. Lena moved the river
All right, I'll grab it.
high enough that we could walk under it.
And then I'll jump.
Yeah, it's easy. You just hop right across it.
Okay, cool.
No issues.
Ah, I'm still in the draw mode, sorry. I don't know how to erase my lines.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay, the second line wasn't purposeful. I thought I was in move my token mode.
I mean, I don't know where we could stack our tokens.
On top of each other.
Pretty much.
There we go.
Aha. Alright.
I'm gonna light
Call
a
out.
second torch.
I'll call out to that group behind
And
me.
give
be
one
like,
to the little humans. And then have my other one.
Yeah, they kind of just hop across the
they can-
2 to 3 foot stream.
Alright. At this point, I will make a I'll try to perceive things going down this staircase.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception there. Alright, so with a 20, mostly what you hear is the sound of rushing water. But it seems to be coming from both directions, behind you and in front of you further down the stairs. But aside from that, you can't really hear or see much, just because this is a narrow corridor and there's not much to see from where you're at.
Yeah, I have a
Loud
question.
noise of the water makes things a little difficult.
Like, upstream, like up here, could we tell if there's if it's walkable by the stream?
If you want, you can move back there and make a perception check.
Gardane will. I'm not in the
Okay.
river. I'm
You're just kind of peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. You can probably see a little bit further, especially since you have dark vision. So we'll show you that much there. The stream definitely goes further that way. There is, you know, an alternate route. You reckon that follows this stream. Now you don't know what's down that way. You figure it's probably a bit more hazardous than going down the stairs, just because there'd be no way to avoid stepping in the water the whole time.
Okay.
So you'd risk getting knocked on your butt from the speed of the water. But you know, who knows? There could be something down there. Maybe not.
Dane, remember, dwarfs sink. You are not aquatic enough for this.
Hey, I have a helm of
Wow.
underwater breathing, so I'll be
You're
fine.
shaming us.
Still not aquatic. Underwater breathing's only going to help you so much.
Aquatic race superiority in full bloom right here.
Yeah, check your privileges, Shari.
Gosh, so rude. But yeah, you all successfully managed this little hazard without too much trouble. Go ahead and reveal a little bit more of this here for you, I guess. So,
Onward, meat shield.
onward, meat shield. So as you get a little closer, you do see that eventually the stairs do kind of open up a bit, and you can see a bit more of what appears to be like a cavern opening up before you, and you can see the stream once again, as well as you make your way down this way. You're not sure if it's the same stream or if it's a different one.
I'm assuming those two humans are still in between the group. I can't move them, so.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll put them there. No worries. And as you descend further into here, it kind of opens into a much larger cavern for you. 1 second here.
Mm-hmm. That's a cute kid.
Right for the microphone. That's what I expected.
Yep. Of course, of course. Typical.
Ooh.
All right. Can you see all that now? Is that coming through clear?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So the descending fissure that you're coming out of here opens up abruptly into a very high cavern. Its ceiling is easily 40 feet or more overhead. The staircase you've been walking on continues to wind down along the ledge and follows the north wall of the chamber. A fast-moving stream, about 5 feet wide, runs across the floor of the chamber from the north, and disappears under a low stone overhanging to the south. And larger passageways exit to the southeast and the northeast. So, yeah. The water is kind of coming from up here and exits down here somewhere into the rock. One second.
That was a nice pat. Like, oh, here's your food, good boy.
Yeah. Ah. Dang, this is nice.
Lena's gonna transform into a fish and go down the river and see what's there.
She'll never come back. It's harder to swim upriver than you think.
She turns into a
Not to
salmon.
burn energy. Though she can lift the river again. Save us all the issues.
2-year-olds. Anyway. So yeah, you guys find yourself here in this rather large open cavern.
All right. I'm assuming we all kind of move into here. Let's move these over. Lena or Gardane will go over here and explore and see what's over here.
Where'd you say the river ends? Like, what's happening at the end of the river there?
It goes into
Uh,
a small like alcovey like chamber.
yeah,
It just then
so
goes into like another tube.
there's kind of like a low stone overhang to the
Don't
south
start in the
on that
river.
wall
Hmm.
that it just kind of goes underneath into sort of a tight space, but I don't know. You could investigate it more if you want.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is there's a chest room back there.
Lena's gonna go poke her head and see if she can see anything in that alcove.
Sure thing. Yeah. So as she takes a look down there, go ahead and give me perception for Lena.
Woo.
Hey, yeah. So she can see from that spot where she's at there that the water kind of moves into this very narrow space. It's maybe about a 3-foot circle. A person could probably get through there, but you'd be mostly submerged as you do so. Kind of a tight scroll, kind of crawl space, as it were. And she can actually kind of see what looks to be
Alright.
So click your token and roll some initiative there.
6.
That first one was for Gardane.
The 19's for Meepo. Oh, it did that. Cool.
E. And that second one was Lena.
Oh, well.
Alrighty.
At least you got a really bad roll out of the way.
It's usually the opposite. Like usually Gardane. It's usually the
That's
opposite.
how it
Usually
works on
Gardane
Roll20.
is the bad roller.
Yeah, you rolled a 15.
Okay.
Oh, really well.
Meepo is the first to go as our initiative begins. What will
Right.
Meepo do as these strange little bat creatures come swarming around his face? Something like that, I assume.
Something like that.
The dangerous
Oh,
Eldritch
she's
Blast
level
because he's
3
gonna
now.
move his hands, and as he's doing it,
He's gonna just panic, start casting Eldritch Blast everywhere. Oh wow. Okay.
Hey, all right. One of them
Okay.
pops into a blast of flesh and leathery wings and is just gone.
at least they die fast.
He's level 3 now.
They've got like 2 hit points. Anything else from Meepo?
No, that's it for him.
Okay, this Sturge here is gonna fly down towards you, Dimitri, and is gonna try to stick its little proboscis.
They're like giant
Darkness.
mosquitoes.
Yeah, basically, that is what they are. Gardane, you're up.
Gardane will cast Sacred Flame. Actually, Gardane will move closer. I think about right there, maybe?
Sure.
About as far as I could get. And then we'll cast... Actually, yeah. Sacred Flame. With the one right beside me.
All right. Okay, DC 14. Dex save. Oh, they are rather dexterous, but no can do here. He will take 14 radiant damage and burst into nothingness. He literally like evaporates in light.
Nice. And that's
And
it.
he's gone.
For Gardane.
All right. It is now is this one here's turn. It's gonna flutter down and just kind of it's very erratic for a little bit. Like it can't really decide what it's gonna go for. and then it just tries to attack Ashari, sticking its weird nose into your face. No way. You're kidding me. That's another natural 20.
Good heavens.
Yeah, get it out of the
For-
way for these weaklings.
For 8 piercing damage, and it is attached to your shoulder
Okay.
with its nasty nose in your flesh. Okay, Dimitri,
Alright.
you are up, sir.
None are next to each other, right?
So you can use your action to detach the Sturge if you so desire.
Okay, I will do that.
Alright, so you reach and rip this thing out, and a sort of little spurt of blood comes flying out of your arm. And it kind of like squirms and flits out of your hand and is sort of just flying in the air just a little bit above your head now. Anything else, Dimitri?
I got no good bonus actions. I'm good.
Alright, that Sturge is dead, as is that one. Ashari.
I take my sword and swipe it down my body.
Alright. So, go ahead and
I'm
give me that.
basically gonna take it one hand and go like this and just lop its head off. Long sword, gotta make sure I grab the right one. 11?
Well, let's see here. Do they take any
I know they're dexterous.
penalties for being attached? Nope, they
I
don't
think
take
most
any...
people just try to remove them so they're not thinking,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna lop its head off. It can't move
So-
away from me, it's stuck.
So you actually miss with an
Wow.
11. So yeah. I don't know
Impressively
exactly
versatile.
how you do that. Maybe you cut yourself. You're just like, and so, I don't know, you take 1 point of damage to yourself as you miss it with your sword and just kind of nick yourself with your blade.
I'm gonna do it again.
All right, you've got 2 attacks. Sure, go for it.
20
Hey,
for
okay.
4.
So you cut into it here. Now it is attached to you.
Yeah, I'm
you're-
planning on
you're-
like removing its head so I can pull the rest of it out after.
Okay. All right, you cut off its head, and its weird proboscis is still just kind of stuck in you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is easily dispatched with 4 points of slashing.
I can take care of the stupid needle thing in my arm after.
Okay. It would be Lena's turn.
Okay, Lena is gonna come up here and she casts Shillelagh on her staff. And then she's gonna try and like pinata this freaking mosquito out of the air.
All right, batter up.
Quick question, Matt.
Sure.
Are you allowing Strixhaven spells?
Strixhaven spells?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at any of them. Are you talking about the ones that are like school specific for the Strixhaven setting
Not
kind of
just the
thing?
new ones they introduced. Like, Wither and Bloom, Silvery Barbs, that kind of stuff.
I guess I don't really have any issues. I haven't looked at them though.
Okay.
I'll say yes for now, but maybe I'll take a look at them and let you know later. For now, sure, why not?
So, I did that attack wrong because with Shillelagh
Because-
she can use her magic spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack.
Okay.
Or does that matter?
So-
That's just the roll, right?
So the base roll that she got here is what?
6.
She got a
2,
6.
3.
Yeah, even with her spellcasting modifier, she still would have missed.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
swing and a miss. Whew! The little thing just kind of darts under her shillelagh. It is Meepo's turn.
Guess he'll take this. Trying to choose his new spell because he's level 3 now. He will, similar to before, Eldritch Blast and miss.
Okay. The Sturge
I hate when it's so hard to hit the last little
He's
guy.
gonna flit towards Gardane and try to bite you, Gardane.
Bring it on. If it can get past this beard.
Misses. Not at all. In fact, that's exactly what happens. It tries to go through your beard to your chest. It just kind of gets tangled in the hair.
Yeah.
Kind of fits there, flapping in your face with its gross leathery wings.
Well, and of course, underneath the beard is a plated steel because he's got armor on.
Well, I also
Nose into the armor.
I have a neck pouch under my beard too. Remember?
Yeah. So you got like triple protection. You got your armor, you got the pouch, beard. It's all there, man.
He just me
You are batting 1,000 with that.
ugly. Why do they
Yeah,
have multiple arms?
You're just gross. That's all. They're just nasty sturges. They're the worst. I hate them. Anyway, it misses terribly, and it is your turn, Gardane.
Gardane is gonna just cast Word of Radiance because it can't see exactly with the wings flapping in front of its face. So.
Con save. Okay. Rolls a 12, fails, and takes 3 radiant damage, and is similarly like its friend, just kind of poofed into nothingness by radiant damage. Alright, we're out of initiative again.
I pulled the stupid stinger thingy out of me.
Blood just kind of shoots out.
I then take a scrap of cloth and wrap it around. Like,
Yeah.
I got the bandaging for this.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay. Is there anything down this way?
If you want to go down there, you can take a look if you want. You got your torches still, I assume.
Yeah. I just like stick it in the ground and then come back and pick it back up.
You're not seeing much.
Okay.
Seems like a pretty solid
Dead end.
wall all along
Okay.
there.
Nothing over there.
Is this?
What you should do is jump down here, and I'll point to the end of the river here.
Is this river small enough we can just like hop over it, or?
Yeah, even before, like you could have easily just hopped over it. It's easy. It's like 2-3 feet wide.
Over here.
Only like a couple feet deep. So
We like to overcomplicate things, so it's fun.
I was being
that's the
smart,
MO of
because
all
the last
D&D
time we did
players.
this, someone almost drowned.
Okay, so Gardane, you're moving over that way. We'll go ahead and reveal some more here for you then.
And this is right here is where Lena noticed like footsteps and stuff, right?
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Let's check the
So
things
you
that can
can-
sneak up on us and not drown us.
So with your dark vision, you can see a little ways down this
I'll
little
just
hallway
circle
there,
this so you
Gardane.
don't
can
forget,
see-
okay?
We're not gonna
some-
forget the cave thingy.
Well, now you won't because I circled it and starred it.
I'll wade into the water in a minute.
So there seems to be some coffins back here.
Lena, this way first.
Gardane is gonna go down here.
You
All
know,
right.
we're
How
getting
far is
probably away from the
your
rest of us.
How far is your dark vision?
Bye.
How far is mine?
Yeah, your dark vision.
60 feet, I think.
That's pretty standard. There's only one race that has like 120, and that's Drow.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
120.
I don't
You're just magical, you human.
even know where to look for
Portrait
that.
in there too.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So about there. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see most of this then.
Ooh.
It's
That is a
dim light
lot.
for you.
That's a lot of
Uh,
coffins.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh great, now we're Tomb Raiders.
Yep, I'm gonna see if I can open this one.
So
If they're
as
vampires,
you
we're
kind of
gonna
jump
kill
into
you.
here, you sort of gaze into this an extremely large cave that's faintly lit by like some natural fluorescence sort of thing. You see like some molds and some bits of lichen and thing that kind of have some natural little bits of glow, but it's still pretty dark for the most part here. Its ceilings rise maybe 50 feet high in some places, and there's crystals that glimmer softly in the eerie light all around.
Just tell me this is a dwarf tomb. Please just say it's a dwarf tomb. Please say it's a dwarf tomb.
There's some weird, beautiful
Not more vampires.
flows and structures of delicate stone that grace the chamber. The western portion of the cave is sort of separated. You can kind of see this sort of like steep cliff area here. Down here is where you see all the glowing and stuff coming out and the strange fluorescence and things like that. But up here where you're at, it's sort of separated by that cliff. And the ceiling is about half the height of the rest of the chamber that's reaching out further into the darkness. And there's a couple dozen large stone sepulchres that line the cavern walls, each carved with intricate reliefs and designs and marked with dwarvish runes.
Oh, thank God.
Can I read them?
Of course you can.
Yeah, so as you take a look at the dwarvish runes, you see names of various different people. Just mostly first and last names, clan names, things
Do I
like
see
that.
any Ungarts?
No Ungarts at first glance, but I mean you could go through and check all of these if you really want to.
Oh, I am.
Dwarves buried with their swords.
Alright, let's not go defiling the dwarven dead, okay?
Well, only
Yeah,
the
what
defile
if they
ones
have
that have
swords?
cool weapons.
All of their weapons.
I will
This
say
is
a,
their job.
I will say a prayer. I will say a prayer for them. It's fine.
Say a prayer. Open the coffin.
Ask them to forgive us for stealing their belongings, but also tell
We
them
have
they
a
didn't
war.
really need them anymore.
So
Leah.
I'm gonna open up the
So,
first one.
Are you? All right. So you're gonna start opening several of these. You're gonna investigate. This is what you're gonna do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So doing so is gonna take a little bit of time because there's maybe if you continue further, there's like maybe 23 of these things in here to check out and take a look at.
Check out the first couple, see if they have what we're looking for.
Yeah. Like, let's open one and see if they actually have weapons in them.
So the first one you open up appears to be empty. There's no body inside of it here. In fact, it doesn't
That's
have like anything in the way of any sort of use really. The bottom of the thing is smooth. There's no like bits of decay or anything like that here. Almost as if this particular one was never used. But it does have that you can tell on it. In fact, as you sort of go from sepulcher to sepulcher from each of these little sarcophaguses here, the additional runes they sort of record the occupant's date of death, as well as maybe like a couple of the great deeds that particular dwarf may have performed in their life. Also carved into some of these coffins is like a warning that doom awaits those who dare to defile the honorable dead.
Oh, yep, not doing it.
Put
Yep,
that
not
back.
doing it.
Actually, if
Put
we
that back
want,
where it came from, or so help me.
we can give Meepo a chance to use his brand new spell.
What does his brand new spell do?
It is this one. I put it in the chat.
You note
If you
that
put that in the
warning
chat,
is that warning
Anything
is
from Meepo can't be
Mhm.
seen by the rest of us.
so
Only the
Gardain.
GM.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it does say 2GM. The crap. Yeah, I cast Detect Magic with Meepo.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. So we'll
Fine.
get to that in just a second here, but Gardain, for you specifically though, that warning, it isn't on every last one of these sepulchers, kind of a thing. You find it on 3 specific ones, over in this sort of area. These ones
Okay.
over here. Okay.
So there are 3 do not touchers. Got it.
There are 3 that specifically have that sort of warning on them, and they have some names on them specifically. You have Borgol the Old, Charin Orkadoom, and Numik the Unlucky. And each of them all have that same warning on them. You notice that the others all kind of have like names written on them, but again, none of the others seem to have this sort of warning there.
So that warning could be from them saying if we defile the others, they will attack. Or if we defile theirs, they will attack.
One of them is named the Unlucky. How likely did he die in some horrific way? And he might just be unlucky enough to rise again.
There could be a lich.
What? His name. I don't want to deal with a lich.
I don't either.
How about you?
That would be terrible.
I'd be down to deal with a lich.
Well, as long as we can find its sepulcher or whatever it's called.
So, oh, hey, Jessica.
Hey. Sorry,
Glad
I'm
you
like,
could make it. No worries. It's all good.
No worries, I almost killed your character, but it's fine. She's fine.
this always happens. I missed another campaign earlier this week, and they almost, I think they almost killed me as well, and I got cursed with something.
You
He
went
didn't
unconscious and you got like
die.
a
It was
trophy.
just 4 Sturges, and the 2 that got attacked were me and Dimitri.
Hey, can you see that now?
Yes,
I
I
fixed it.
can see detect
Oh.
magic.
Yeah.
There you go. Now
I
we can
found out
actually
how to
do a repo
remove
roll.
the whisper type, where it's only for DMs. So if anyone ever has that problem.
You get a.
So let's see here. So detect magic has a range of what?
30 feet.
Come here. Got something on your head here. What is that?
Okay.
And it
Ooh,
stays
that's not good. It's not good, bro.
concentration 10 minutes, so he can walk around and kind of see if anything pops up on his radar.
So Meepo kind of peeps up. Yeah, that one, over there. And he kind of starts pointing frantically towards this one right here, the one that was
It says,
marked
"Do not
with the
disturb."
name of Garen, the Orc Doom.
The Orc Duke?
Doom.
Orc Doom. Whoa, Mr. Orc Doom. You're getting defiled today. Ask me real quick, like, what kind of magic is it?
So,
Let's see, learns what kind of what school of magic it is.
I'm just gonna pull my sword out,
okay.
and I'm
So
gonna stand.
he gets a faint feeling of transmutation magic.
I'm gonna just stand right there with my sword out.
And it's just
This
this
is-
one out of all these, right?
To Hanky.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of those ones that has the warning on it?
Yes, this is one of the 3 that stood out from the rest that you guys have spent the last, we'll say maybe half hour, looking at these different sarcophagi. Almost all of them that you've peeked into have been empty and seemingly unused, but they had, again, the names and visages of dwarves on them, but seem to have been unused. These 3 here you haven't opened yet, but had the additional warning on them and the names that I read to you before.
No
Could
one's
we
home.
put little circles on them to tell us which of these are?
Sure,
I
why
think,
not?
Like, as we've marked them somehow, like we know which ones they are. It would be helpful to be able to see
Those
which ones
3.
they are. Okay.
There you go.
The paranoid barbarian.
It's all good.
All right.
And since you've moved a little further in here, I'll reveal rest of the room kind of a thing, and you can see a little bit more into this sparkling, glittering room below with all this fluorescent kind of vegetation and fungus and stuff down below. But yeah, Meepo gets that faint sort of hint of transmutation coming from this one here that had the name Garen Orc Doom.
Good nose, Meepo. Now, without further ado, reveal thyself, legendary relic, and I'll push the lid off the coffin.
As you push the lid open, Unlike the other ones, within you instantly are hit with this musty, dank, decayed smell, like really dry rot, just nasty dry rot, right? And you see the very desiccated, almost mummified corpse of a dwarf in full plate armor down
Stab it in
below.
the heart. Stab it in the heart.
Okay.
It's a mummy,
But
not a vampire.
he's kind of sitting there, very dead,
Don't
and
care.
across his chest you can see what looks to be a rather nice looking warhammer, with a nice, very pretty looking garnet inset into, right in between where the two sides of the hammer are on the warhammer itself. Um, and yeah, he's just kind of sitting there chilling. He stinks.
Gardain, here's yours. And I toss him the warhammer.
Clunk.
Break the stone at his feet. Just-
Yeah, the stone kind of cracks a little bit as it hits the ground by your feet.
I will pick up the warhammer and I'll be like, well, technically, I didn't defile the dead, so.
Hmm.
So you're clinging to Lamon's eyes, right?
You can't. It's stuck.
Oh,
It's stuck to the floor. You can't lift it.
You have to be
I do.
worthy.
It's kind of like the scene in like Avengers where they're all trying to pick up Captain America's hand.
Dimitri was worthy, but you weren't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fine.
I'm like the Hulk where my feet are like going.
And all of a sudden, it
I
just
couldn't
doesn't
resist.
move.
The sorcerer
No, but-
with no weapon proficiency.
But you pull it up, and it is very nicely balanced. Much nicer craftsmanship than the warhammer that you already have. And you can see the very nice garnet kind of worked into the middle. And on the opposite side of the garnet, you can kind of see the worked sign of Durgadin the Smith once again.
Ooh.
You instantly can sort of just feel that this is a magical weapon of some sort.
Yes, very nice. This has a good weight to it.
Nothing's twitching, right? From the.
Make a perception check.
I am like paranoid.
I won't even make a perception check. 'Cause I know
20!
nothing bad's gonna happen from doing that.
With Matthew as the DM, we've earned the right to be paranoid players.
Hey, I'm not that mean.
Danger door.
This season, yeah.
You're good, no worries.
Hey, everyone here who remembers the danger door.
There's no sign of movement from the corpse you have desecrated and disturbed.
Okay, so we're not cursed quite yet.
But you do perceive within the pit of your stomach a little bit of guilt at ignoring their warning. Their request to be left unmolested in their right place of rest.
I'm
Maybe,
gonna-
I don't know.
I'm
That's for
gonna
you
feel
to decide.
mildly guilty.
Moving on. I know.
Are you gonna open the other two?
Nah. Well. Nah.
So, Gardain,
Well-
you can put into your inventory that this is a magical weapon, magical hammer. You're not sure of all of its properties until you use it some, or maybe get it identified with an identify spell. But you can definitely tell that this is some sort of magical kind of weapon.
Quick. Try summoning thunder.
So
Nothing.
nope, no thunder.
Nothing.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
Perhaps it hasn't chosen you yet.
Maybe it'll come with like 2 ravens or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all want pets.
Well, I'll
Okay.
leave the other two alone, I guess. Unless we want to get greedy.
Well, technically, we're supposed to bring extra back.
He didn't detect
Not
any magic
greedy
from
when
these,
we-
though.
Telling us.
Could be other
Can
weapons
you
that
go to
aren't
sense any other magic?
He only detected magic from that one, which is why I opened that one.
Let me double check and see here. What's the range on the detect magic again?
30.
It should be more than enough if it's doing there, though. Let's see. Actually, yeah, he does detect in that one over there. He kind of feels a little faint feeling. the
Well,
same
why
kind
didn't
of
you say so,
transmutation.
little buddy? I guess we're opening up the rest of them. And I'll kick this one open.
Okay. All right. So within here,
I'm
you
getting in between the human and the
this is
thing that he's opening.
Borgol the Old, whose
The
crypt,
old.
the
I'm
whose
old
crypt,
man.
whose crypt you are desecrating, and you with a bit of effort move the stone away and see another old, dry, dirty corpse. And within give me a little perception check to see if you can see what's going on in here. 7. Okay, so you see what's obvious. You see at his waist what appear to be two very nice, untouched by time, as it were, daggers that seem to be of very fine craftsmanship.
All right. Well, I will first take 2 gold coins, put them over his eyes, and then swipe the 2 daggers.
All right,
You're paying for them?
Yes.
a pittance for what for such fine craftsmanship. On the sort of the pommels of the little daggers, you can see again the sign of Durgan the Smith.
Okay.
They are identical in every way, but very finely crafted.
And nothing
You
from
get
this
the
middle one, then?
you get the feeling that they are magical and that they are perhaps a set, go together.
Oh, double daggers. So nothing from this middle one?
Nothing magical
Nothing
coming from there.
magical. Well, now I have to check what's in there, right? I opened up all of his other buddies. And I don't foresee anything bad happening.
My sword is out.
Alright.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check as you look at this old dwarven corpse. 16's a bit better. So this time, you don't see any weapons or anything that would, instantly grab your attention as something maybe Durgaden made. But you do notice on one of the crusty, desiccated fingers is a golden ring that appears to be in the shape of like a dragon holding its tail in its own mouth.
That's a nice ring.
And what's this last tomb we've desecrated? We might as well write down their names.
Meepo has gotten no sense of magic from this particular sarcophagus.
Well, I'll just slide that sucker right off his finger.
Okay. All right.
Does the finger come with? Because I highly doubt that stayed together.
Definitely, it kind of crumbled a bit as he tried to do that. It didn't like slide off. It's more like the finger broke off and then he slid the ring off the other way. Right? So, and then
it's attached. I just poke the finger
Yeah.
out of the ring. It just falls
pretty
out
much.
at a
Pretty
lump.
much. Yeah.
And I'll just stand in the middle and proclaim, "Let it be known to any spirits from beyond that we're only here at the request of the dwarves. So if you're going to curse anyone, please send your curses upon them and not ours."
Whoa.
Except for this one.
Except for this one.
Let's
Roll a persuasion check.
let's not curse the dwarves here, alright?
17.
All right. I'll make note of that.
Persuasion.
I'll make a little note of that. Okay.
If we have reached an accord, then wonderful.
Gardane,
Continue on investigating.
give me either an intelligence or a history check, whichever is going to be the, better for you there. You are a dwarf, and this is
I
somewhat
mean,
related to the masonry of the stones. You've got stone cutting, I assume, so
yeah.
take advantage on that.
I mean, history uses intelligence, so it's pretty much the same thing. So.
Okay. 12. Okay. So a 12 is enough here. After looking through all of these, empty ones and only finding a couple that actually had bodies in them here, you kind of come to sort of a realization.
Well,
Go
never
ahead.
mind. Nope, you're good.
So you heard the story that Manistrad gave you of the siege, of the orcs coming and taking over this place by force and slaughtering all the dwarves inside. You'd heard some of those tales maybe from your parents and others growing up. Durgadin is a name that is well known amongst most dwarves in this region that you're coming from, right? And you kind of come to the realization that they must have made these expecting to die, but many of them never got the chance to. They were all slaughtered and never given their proper burial. You can almost see in your mind's eyes each of them individually coming down here with their own chisels to carve and slowly build their own resting place in the hopes that they would be able to be interred here. But as far as you can tell, only 3 of them ever got to actually get that honor.
I would basically sit in the middle and give like a dwarven prayer to the fallen, and in hopes that they may find rest.
Okay. What do you say in the prayer?
Just my brethren, you may not have found the rest that you so desired, but I hope that your spirit has found the peace that it deserves.
Okay.
While me doing this, I go over to Dimitri and hold open the bag of holding for the knives.
Okay. Gardane, roll for me a religion check.
Just for collecting daggers.
I'll drop the longsword in there first because I can't use it.
Ouch.
Okay. All right.
That is
So
terrible.
you sort of say your prayer and you kind of maybe it's the sorrow of the realization you just had, but maybe your heart just wasn't totally in it, and I don't know. It doesn't really feel like anybody really heard your prayer.
Ouch.
It's kind of an empty feeling.
That hurts.
I would take the time to go to each sarcophagus, and I would say each person's name on the sarcophagus, and then give a prayer that they find peace in the afterlife.
Okay. All right.
And I would
Takes
ask
a
the
little bit
group
of time.
to be
While he's
patient
doing that,
while I'm
Miko and
doing
I
this.
will, like, merrily skip off in this direction, looking for more
Whee!
treasure.
sad dwarf over here. You two are just skipping away.
We're having a field
And I
day.
just like follow them, shaking
We
my
found
head
magic
like they're
loot.
doing this in a graveyard. Like, come on. We're getting used to this, the antics, but come on.
Lena is going to actually bow her head kind of solemnly and put her hand on Gardane's shoulder in like a gesture of comfort and support. So
Nice. Very
that gives
nice.
advantage, but yeah, that's what she'll do.
Alrighty, sounds good. So you can kind of see further down here into this area here. It opens up a fair bit, and again, this is like it almost sparkles down here. This place is dark. The whole place is, right? But this place almost shimmers and glimmers a bit with these different little crystal formations and mosses and fungi that are scattered all about that kind of give these soft little points of light all throughout here. It's almost fey in its look and feel,
Oh, don't say that.
otherworldly. Even up above on the ceiling above from the stalactites, yeah, tights. uh, you can see sort of these glowing sort of little bits of crystal, and any little bit of light from the torches that Ashari's been carrying sort of glistens and flecks bits of light here and there as you do so. Look, are you gonna move further down in, or what are you guys doing? Or
Sure.
Also, I apologize for being so late.
You're fine.
Looking and clearing out the previous dungeon that we were going through with the dwarves, where we found like the two.
Yeah.
Humans. Yeah, they were humans.
yeah,
They're still following us.
yep, that they're still here with you.
Awesome.
They're hoping that you'll help them when you're done with your mission here.
They'll hope that we find Damien.
So I'm
Well,
assuming
You know who that is, right?
Someone that you don't like, that you know. That is the note. That Dimitri
Damien
knows
Dark,
Damien.
ring a
And
bell?
now I feel really bad about calling you Damien at the beginning of this campaign.
Pretty sure it's his cousin or brother.
Damien Dark.
I need a little timeout. We got an.
I didn't get his last name.
no worries.
That's not his last name.
No.
But I will warn you. Damien is the name of my brother.
Brother.
He
Oh
does.
no.
Fit the description of this holy man that these two nerds have been traveling with.
I'm assuming you two don't get along.
Not at all. No.
Perfect.
He abandoned his duties to our house to go serve the Morning Lord. Essentially,
Ah.
passing his unwanted fate to me.
Yeah,
But
that
I
would
too-
make you guys not get along.
But I too escaped the fate of being a stuffy noble for the rest of my life.
That's probably a good thing.
Sorry about that. Y'all hear me?
Yes. Oh. He's so chunky.
Hey there. Hey. Say hi.
Hi. He's cute.
This is my daughter, Gemma.
Oh, she's cute. Sorry. At
It's
that
fine.
age, you can't really tell unless
Yeah,
they have a
it's hard
hair
to
bow
tell.
on.
It's hard to tell at this age.
We always have to put the hair bow on my daughter because she has no hair. It's like every time we put on the bow, we're like, here, so people know you're a girl.
Mhm.
Every time.
Mine had hair, and everyone still called her a boy because she had like 2 inches of mohawk.
Yeah. Yeah.
All her hair went up, like naturally. I didn't even have to gel it in place. And
Uh-huh.
she looked like a little boy because it looked like I gelled my son's hair.
That's great.
But it's just my daughter's natural head. Okay,
Alright.
so we are farther in.
Okay. So you're far enough in here. We'll give you sort of the actual room description here.
Yay!
This
Whoa!
great cavern, it glimmers with that same faint phosphorescence. The ceiling's almost 50 feet overhead, with bright flecks and gleaming stone formations that are visible in the distance. There's patches of strange fungi that dot the floor, including capped stalks standing as tall as a human, and glowing puffballs almost a yard wide. There's high ledges that rise 15 to 20 feet above the floor on the north, south, and west walls, narrow passages that lead off to the north and south, and a flight of carved stone stairs descends from the western ledge to a pair that meanders through the center of the chamber toward a small iron door in the eastern wall. audible through the entire chamber is sort of the sigh of a soft, cool breeze that rises towards the surface far above. And let's see, with your dark vision and the torch, you can probably see a bit further on the map
Feels
here.
like a boss room. Where did it say the iron door was? Down here or down here?
Let's see. It's further in the distance. You probably actually wouldn't be able to see it from here, even with your dark vision. But actually, you know what? With all the glowing
120 feet.
phosphorescence, you're probably going to be able to see most of it here.
He also has
So-
120 feet of dark vision.
He does, doesn't he?
Like,
Okay.
he can see.
So
fairly
the door is
can
on this
see
far
into
end
the
here
shadow,
that
though.
I just revealed over there.
Holy crap, this room's
Over
huge.
there.
This is
Dang.
a big area.
They're gonna be like a Dark Souls boss that just plops down in the middle as we're walking.
I refuse to have to go stab it in the butt. That, I swear, that's the only way to kill them in Dark Souls.
Yep. Pretty much. You like
They're
hug
into
their left
everything but
thigh
their
and then.
butt. I watched my brother for so many times play that game.
Love me some Dark Souls.
Alright. First, I'm gonna check down here.
We should probably wait for Gardane.
Give it a
Don't
little peeky,
go-
sneaky.
Gardane's still busy saying prayers. It might take a
I
minute.
know. If I'm
Take
trying to
your
slow
time.
Dimitri down,
You have no spell slots, so you're essentially useless.
I mean,
swing his hammer.
That's true. It could be a super powerful hammer.
I have thaumaturgy. It's fine.
Clerics are tanks.
We should
Just because they
maybe
heal
take
too
a
doesn't
long
mean they
rest
can
before
tank it.
proceeding further, though, because I forgot that we're out of spell slots between the two of us. I mean, I guess, yeah, I have one of each, but it feels nice to have all of them, and my sorcery point.
I'm following Dimitri so he doesn't do stupid.
I'd never do stupid.
You always
I'm
do
just
stupid.
taking a peeky. Oh, I'm gonna stealth down here and peek around.
Roll stealth?
I'm gonna stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and roll some stealth for me.
Oh yeah.
Feeling you're gonna be stealthing it down. I'm gonna say at the top of the stairs.
Okay, so let's see here. As you come down, you can see opening up into the area here.
Ooh.
A strange figure. It doesn't seem to be moving. Standing next to this sort of stream here.
What does it look
The
like?
the stream is rushing pretty quickly, as it has in all of the other sections and area, and
Like a
seems to
knife.
be coming from the north and the west in that direction there. The thunderous roar of falling water fills this long, low chamber, and spray makes everything slick and wet. A fast stream rushes through the center of the cavern, emerging from beneath a crude dam of rock and mud in the western wall. The stream disappears into a dark shaft at the cavern's eastern end. A rough, winding path follows the stream towards its exit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, standing right next to the stream, you see what appears to be a person in plate armor, but not moving. Just kind of standing there.
I'll take a rock or something on the floor, and I'll try to throw it in the water, like over here, and watch his reaction.
Splash! Doesn't move, like, at all. It's almost like a statue, but no movement at all.
But we don't have good experience with statues.
No, we don't. We don't get experience with
We hate
statues.
statues.
I'm keeping it slow down the stairs. Like, I'm not trying to be sneaky, but I'm not loud. I'm also unarmored, so I don't make clinky noises.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
You gonna roll stealth as well then to try and be
I'm
quiet and
I'm not
unnoticed?
I'm not the stealthiest of people, but sure.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think you're being pretty sneaky.
Alright. I guess we should back up and get the others then.
Probably a good idea.
Alright. Now, it's just a question of what fight we want to pick right now. We want to try to backstab the fellow in the full play, or see what's behind the iron door at the end.
Probably should see what's behind the iron door. I only have one rage left today.
Sounds good to me. And then Meepo will come join hand in hand with me, and we'll skip through this field. La la la
La la la la la. All right.
I follow the path that they're totally ignoring.
Yeah, so some of this isn't like directly traversable. Again, some of these large mushroom caps are as big as a person, and thick areas that you probably didn't want to walk directly through. But you can make your way along the sort of path area. It's easy enough to see through it all.
And is our party done doing their stuff by now?
Your two human friends have definitely, kept pace with you at least.
I'm hoping more for like Gardane and Lena to catch up.
Yeah, actually useful people.
I'll be hanging behind, just waiting for Gardane.
With all these sarcophagi, I'd probably say I'm maybe halfway done.
That's up to you. How
Maybe.
much time you spending on each one?
I'd probably be halfway done by now. At this point.
So you're taking your time.
I'm not taking my time. I'm making sure they're properly, cared for in the afterlife, okay?
I hope you run fast.
If I hear something, I can pray a lot faster. I can promise you that.
Hey, at least she's happy.
Oh, they're cute.
I should
All right.
go right back.
I miss mine being that
Run
small,
back a little bit.
but I don't want another. Like,
Okay.
I just want to play with one that small. I don't want to take one home.
It's understandable. All right. Are you guys just kind of chilling here in the middle of the room, hanging out?
Is there any motion?
Give me a perception check. Roll perception for me.
That is a
Not
one.
that you can tell. Not that you can see.
Unfortunately.
I mean, you guys can take a short rest while I continue praying.
But we just barely took one, so we don't need it.
Yeah, I know.
We'll see.
Moving on. I'll make my way. Making my way downtown.
Oh.
Okay. We're moving
Thank you.
forward to meet you.
Thank you for being patient while I say my prayers.
Mhm.
What did I miss?
We're going to the iron door. There's a creepy statue thing down the other path. We're not touching it.
Oh, okay.
There's the
Sounds
answer.
sounds fun.
Sorry, guys.
Poor thing. Yeah, me and Dimitri found like some metal armored thing that didn't move when he threw a rock, so we're going to leave it alone because us and statues do not have a good track record.
E-
Is it possible that
Yeah, that
it's
seems
just
fair.
a suit of armor, like a magic suit of armor?
It is standing next to a river. I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole until I have a long rest of some sort. I only have one rage and we must pick our battle.
Mm-hmm.
Have we? Sorry, speaking of battle, have we battled at all? Have I used any wild shapes?
No,
Not
you
yet.
haven't.
Okay.
You did use a shape water, but that's a cantrip.
Okay.
Which apparently was completely unnecessary, but
Yeah,
You know.
because apparently we're just so paranoid about fast-moving water that we both overdid it.
You know what? How did you use it? I'd love to hear because I feel like I never used that cantrip.
You lifted the river.
So she used the immovable rod and the rope to go across the river, but she slipped and fell, so the river was going over her. So I used Shape of Water just to lift the river over her so she wouldn't drown.
Ah,
Which is funny,
what?
since I can't drown.
Yeah, well, I panicked, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Lena didn't know that, okay?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Lena knows I'm a sea elf.
that's true. But do I know that sea elves breathe underwater yet? I am quite naive. No.
You have
I'm pretty sure I
gills
do.
on the side of my neck. Like I have like little gill lines.
Maybe the water was moving so fast
Okay,
that
we're
you
not
couldn't get
mad.
oxygen through it. I don't know. Science.
I think we're thinking too hard on this.
I love it.
But apparently we could have just jumped over it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So we did all that.
Cantrip.
We did all that, and he's like, "Yeah, you could have just jumped over it. It's fine."
That's awesome. Sorry.
It's just totally our, but it's like totally just us. Like it just makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'll be
that-
right back.
that
I'm gonna
this
grab
is
a beer.
how- This is how our day is gonna go. I am so
Making my way
done
to
with
the-
my system update, telling me more things about the system update. I got a new phone and it needed an update, and it now won't leave me alone.
I'm always at least 2 updates behind on my phone.
I just got a OnePlus 9, and so like it's like it came out last year.
A what? A Samsung?
No, it's called the brand is called OnePlus, and it's the 9 5G phone. So their phones are on par with whatever Samsung and Apple put out in their main line, but they're half the cost.
Oh.
So like this phone dropped for like $700 when the phone that was comparable to it dropped for over almost $1,200. So like they drop at a lot lower of a cost because they don't jack the price up for no reason.
Sorry about that, guys.
Very nice.
He's a
Apparently.
baby.
Am I
It's
right?
okay.
We understand.
I believe we
That's-
all have kids at this point.
It's mostly the 2 almost 3-year-old that has been given some issues. My wife needed me to take the baby while she dealt with him.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's about the age. Like the terrible 2s, the terrifying 3s, and the horrific 4s are a real thing.
I heard it called the FU3s.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're starting like 2, 3, and 4. 2, they start fighting their boundaries. 3, they're absolute little terrors, and 4, they know they can fight them. And so now they will. I currently have an 8-year-old who's testing all of her boundaries again.
Nice. Ugh.
I
Alright,
currently
so-
have a 4-year-old niece.
Well, my daughter's a perfect little angel that doesn't do anything wrong ever.
Uh-huh.
See how long that lasts.
Give it a minute.
Like I've babysat that kid. I can testify that that is
Okay.
not the case. No. She is cute though.
I am locking on. I'm just gonna keep going.
All right, so you got
completing this run.
passages here to the north. You've got this one to the south. You've got
Should we
Going to the
cliff
island
ledge
door.
here.
should we check that
and
passage to
kinda
the
looks
north?
like there might be a path up there, but it's hard to tell from the angle and whatnot. Give me a perception check as you guys are walking through here, real quick.
My perception. 14. Not the worst I've ever
We'll
done.
do one for Meepo as well.
Okay. Let's see here.
Nice.
He has a -2 to his perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw nothing.
He has a minus to most of his stats, I think.
Okay, so
Sorry,
who got the
Bo.
highest
Yeah,
here?
most of his stats are minus.
I did.
You did. Okay, and that's a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. That is just barely not enough to notice the two rather nasty looking pricks that fall from this ledge here, slithering down, taking you by surprise,
Not the ring. Why does it have to be a snake?
and slither towards you with this horrific kind of snapping beak entrenched by tentacles around its face. These things are
Oh,
true
not that thing.
monstrosities, the worst kind, and they sort of just swoop down on you unawares. I think I got a handout here for you. I can show you
Not
exactly
those
what
things.
they
Oh,
look
I
like.
already know what they look like. Oh.
They're
I wanna
gross.
see, I wanna see.
They're just gross. This is what comes slithering down towards you. Two of them.
Yeah.
Their
Ew.
strange tentacles around their middle beak and their snake-like body. Just huge, by the way, like the size of a person at least, bigger. And they just ambush you from over the side of this cliff. And you all are going to be surprised for the first round of combat here as a result. So let's go ahead. I'm going to clear the initiative and then have everybody roll. So go ahead and roll your initiative for me here. Hey, pretty good initiative there.
Ooh.
9! I still can't hit double digits.
Rick's rolled pretty well. Hey, is everybody on there? Got Nepo on there.
Deepo's
Yep.
on there.
He's 11.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's on there.
Cool. All right. So,
These things are nasty.
Lena's first in the initiative, but because of surprise, she's not going to get to do anything. The two Gricks go first, and they're going to slither down here. One is going to
I'm a
assail Shark,
snake.
and the other
I'm a
is going to
slithery
assail
snake.
Meepo.
Meepo's
So-
gonna die.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough hit points for this.
Sure he does. He's level 3.
He's got what?
So it
16
lashes
now?
out with
Got
these
14.
nasty tentacles first. Then the tentacles each, you notice, have like these sharp hooks on the ends
Oh.
that like want to tear into your flesh. So we'll start with you, Ashari. First one coming at you with a tentacle attack. Rolls an 11, which is gonna
Misses.
hit. Okay. So nothing there. The second one is gonna go after Meepo, as we said, and comes at him with a tentacle attack.
Or Meepy.
And that's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it is.
for 6 slashing damage.
Oh no, Maple.
And because it hit with the tentacles, the sort of hook at the end of its little tentacle thing kind of digs into his flesh, allowing the Grick to immediately make a beak attack as it bites into Meepo.
Told you.
That's going to be a 7.
7 to hit.
Yeah, so that misses.
Ow, please.
Meepo is just able to squirm out of the way of the second attack, but we'll take the damage from that first tentacle strike. It is now Gardane's turn. You hear off in the distance, a ways ahead of you, Gardane, your friends in some sort of scuffle, and cries out of pain from Meepo.
I will dash.
Meepo no want to get eat.
So dashing doubles your movement speed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So then I can make it there. Well, that path is not straight, right? So it would go there and then
Yeah,
up and
you
then...
kind of have to go around a little bit.
Alright, so...
I just count them out as you go.
You can probably,
15, 20,
given diagonals, you can probably
30,
make it there.
35... Alright. And that's an action.
Yeah, the dash action. So that would be all you could do this turn, unless you have a bonus.
I do, but I don't want to use it, so I'm good.
All right. Meepo is up.
Meepo. Meepo's going to take the disengage action.
All right. He sort of pulls the little hook out of his flesh and runs.
Go run! Go protect the humans.
Okay, Ashari.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack the thing in front of me. Do I want to do it? You know what? I'll do it. I'm gonna rage. I'll use it. It's my last one. That's not what I want. Let's see what I can do today. D8. 4. Magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding until your rage ends. That weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains a light and thrown abilities. With a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet, if the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of your current turn.
Aha! So it becomes Mjolnir.
Or
Yep.
you just become Vaxildon.
That too.
But that's all about his belt, like.
Yeah.
But it becomes force damage
Gotcha.
when I hit. So if that changes anything,
Probably won't in this situation, but good to know.
probably won't. I'm just gonna two-hand swing real hard.
Hit the snick.
12. That doesn't hit.
Not enough. This thing just
Yeah.
slithers right out of the way as your sword hits the dirt.
And second one is a natural, double natural.
All right. Very nice, very nice.
For 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points of damage.
Okay, you don't kill it, but
Damn it.
you just like slice off one of the tentacles around its beak, just completely. And a weird greenish goo kind of like oozes out from it as the tentacle just flies off into the fungus with a little pop. You actually see a couple of the little bulbous little fungi just kind of poof, and some spores go flying into the air nearby. But yeah, it is still alive, but not feeling too great.
That is fine. I got a double natural 20. That doesn't
Can't
happen
always roll
very
bad,
often.
right?
It doesn't always happen, so it just makes you feel good.
It does. Dimitri, Mr.
Ugh.
Dark.
Your turn.
My fell hand trembles, and then I'll like kind of thrust my palm, my open palm, toward the mouth of this thing, and bonus action summon the Shadow Blade.
I just really want Dimitri to be Domon Kashu. Just shining finger. That's all I want.
Yeah, bonus action Shadow Blade,
Cool.
and just like kind of like stab it through its head
Ow.
as it evaporates.
Dang.
If I hit, which I,
Oh,
oh, but if it's dim in here, is it dim light or is it too illuminated by the crystals to give me
Let
advantage
me
on that?
see, because let me check. Let's see here. Do. I'm gonna say that it's still dim light, so yeah, you'll get
Ooh,
whatever bonus you got there for
sweet.
dim light.
So that'll be advantage, and then with the 19, I get 12 psychic damage.
All right, yes, you cut into it with your shadow blade for the 12 damage.
Shadow Blade.
Indeed. Kind of snaps at you with its beak in response. Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope. It's my bonus
Lena.
action and my action.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, right. Quite far away.
just a bit.
Just that bit.
This always happens. We kind of split the party without actually splitting the party.
Right.
Someone's always running to
I-
catch up.
I am going to run over there. I'm going to dash and use my bonus action to transform, probably into a direwolf. Let's go with direwolf. Yeah.
It's a solid. It's a solid thing.
Why not a dire
solid
badger or
choice.
something?
Hmm?
Why not like a dire badger?
That would be pretty cool. But unfortunately,
Giant
the
honey
direwolf has
badger.
better
Probably not
stats.
as
That would be
strong.
downright terrifying. Honey badgers are little mean things.
I hear they do what they want.
I heard they don't give a fuck.
That's what people say.
They play with poisonous snakes for kicks and giggles.
And then they take a nap. That's like the best, one of the best videos ever.
the badger. Yeah.
I agree with that. Oh, look,
Well-
I'm big again. Oh, sorry. As I left, I was going to tell the humans to stay put. And as I passed Mifa, I'll be like, protect the humans, but...
You don't have to tell us twice. And they just kind of like put their hands up and kind of back away.
Like, no, get in here. Prove
So
your
they
usefulness.
back away from the fighting. Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. I can't. That's my action, movement, bonus action.
What was your
Good.
action?
Sorry, what was my action? I
She
dashed.
dashed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Grick number 1 will try to bite into Ashari again. Tentacle first for 21 and 6
That hit.
slashing. Followed up immediately, the beak.
Mm,
So half, so one,
That's going to be a
2, 3.
13 to hit.
bless you.
That misses.
Okay, so you're able to avoid the beak, but the tentacle kind of cuts into your flesh there. Since you're raging, that'll be 3.
Yeah.
And the second one is gonna jump forward, and it's going to go after the wolf that just appeared in front of it. It's hunted wolves before and thinks they're tasty.
Great.
He also thinks they're dumb and probably fairly easy to defeat.
15 to hit.
I am still trying to pull up wolf stats. Sorry.
Let me see. I've got it here. 14.
internet.
So yeah, that hits for
Okay.
9 slashing, and it will also follow up immediately with an attempt with a beak bite. For 3 more piercing. So 12 total. And that will end the Grick's turn. Gardane, you're up, sir.
Gardane will swing his new hammer at this one.
New hammer. Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll as you would with your normal warhammer. Okay. Yeah, you miss. You slip on one of the mushrooms. It just kind of like squishes under your boot and makes a little slippery mess. You almost fall, not quite. You just miss the Grick completely as a result. Anything else?
As he's about to slip, my hand like swings out to grab him.
Mom
No.
arm.
Little brace.
He kind of Ashari mom arms the dwarf.
No, that's pretty much it for the dwarf.
Okay, Meepo.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. That hits for 1 force damage. Which one?
This top one here.
Alright, cool.
And then he'll run and hide behind the human.
Kind of like barely hits them, like glances off the side of its scaly body. Runs away. Ashari.
I'm
More
gonna
the same,
swing
I
my
assume?
sword. 25
Yeah, I think
or
so.
13.
Let me double check to see if that hits. Yeah. Yeah. All right, how do you end this Grick?
Oh, I take its head off. Of course. Like, how else am I going to finish off something?
And the beak just kind of like, and the tentacles. Just
I
gross.
pivot and then hit the other one.
All right, go for it.
Natural 20.
For another 25.
Hey, how much damage?
For 7 this time, though. Not as good. But still
Alright.
fairly good. I'm having
It's
a good day
still-
now.
It's wounded but still standing. Dimitri.
Shadow Blade. 13.
Misses.
13.
Just
Yeah.
barely. This time it sees your little trick coming and it just kind of slithers its body just barely out of the way.
No, don't look at my trick.
Lena.
Okay. Also, I just realized that if I had turned into a wolf before moving,
You would have
Yeah,
hit
it
it.
then I would have been able to attack. But that's
We
okay.
we can retcon it if you want to
Maybe
get in 2 attacks this turn instead. I'll allow
It's
it.
okay.
I don't mind.
I will learn from my mistakes for future.
Okay. It's up to you.
Okay.
It makes no difference to me. It's just a Grick.
Just a Grick. From my understanding, they're terrifying.
They're disgusting. But you guys
Okay.
are pretty tough. So
It did just lop the head off of one.
You just lopped the head off? Oh.
Yeah,
But you lopped the head off of everything.
I know,
Luna's
but that
no
means I
longer
killed it.
impressed because she's
that's her
come to
steez.
expect that from
That's
you.
her thing.
That's my signature. You don't have to be impressed anymore.
Okay, I thought it was
I'm
gonna be.
impressing you. I'm impressing the humans behind me.
Gardane and Dimitri and Lena are just like, oh, there goes another head.
Another head.
Whatever. Like,
Wow, typical.
who cares? You
Add
know,
it.
I just-
Add it to the trophy room.
You know, the next time I'm just gonna cut it through the heart and shock you all.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but
she
goodness,
wouldn't
we
dare.
would literally all be so shocked.
You wouldn't dare.
There's a +3 to that. Or sorry,
Okay.
+5 to what I just rolled.
Uh,
So
14
now
then?
to 14. Yeah.
That is its armor class, so that just barely hits.
Awesome.
Roll some damage.
Wait for it.
That's French for damage.
Thinking. There it is.
Woo!
Hey, how do you
Huh?
wolf this thing?
How
How do you wolf it to death?
Eat it whole.
I was gonna say I'll bite it, like slash it around a little bit with my head, and then I'm gonna chomp down hard into like, and so it's in two pieces, and I'm gonna swallow it.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
And you start eating on it. It's pretty big, so it'll take a while to eat the whole thing. But yeah, you just start going to town on this thing
Gnawing on it.
after it goes limp.
It's like a
Ew.
chew toy.
Exactly. Occasionally, as you sort of chomp into it, it makes a little squeaking noise. These little bits of juices and air kind of get squeezed out.
That's so gross. But okay.
And then I'll go over and I'll lick a shark. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, I actually probably have some of its blood on me. Go ahead.
Dog's mouths are the cleanest in the world, don't you know?
That's what they say.
The river helped a little bit as I was like sitting in this 2 feet of water earlier. Got some of the guck off because the last battle did not get cleaned. I am not. There's nothing pleasant about my clothes.
Alright.
All right, and we are out of initiative. They are
Before my rage
Enzo.
ends, I throw my sword like a boomerang. Just to try it. It was
Nice.
fun. Because I didn't have any distance things. I couldn't throw it at someone.
It's true.
Just
It
wanted
looks
to try
cool
the
though.
recoil.
It's super trippy because it's just kind of like, and then just reappears.
Okay, as my rage fades off, I was like excited about that one because that one hasn't happened before.
Mhm. It's pretty cool.
I
All
know
right,
what it is.
The dust kind of settles, and you're still standing here, surrounded by all this crystal and fungus all over the place. What are you doing next?
Going to the metal door.
Do we check that path to the
Nice.
north, or just go to the door?
I say the metal door is going to have the most promise of having weapons. So it's like metal door, and then we can come back and explore the other path. Like, I just feel like the metal door is going to have the most promise of getting this mission over with quickly. Because it would totally make sense for dwarves to put a metal door somewhere that holds some type of armory.
Bro.
And the more swords we get, the more we get to keep.
Cool. Let's open it. And not check the traps.
Come on, Lena. I like whistle for the dog.
I'll poke my head up from what I'm eating and kind of puppy dog style, like pounce over there just with like my tongue hanging out, just super excited.
I'll try to open this door without checking for traps.
I
All
can't
And I
right.
will
move the
stand
dog,
back where I'm
so-
at, just in case there are traps.
So, cut into the cavern wall is a small but strong-looking door of iron plates, about 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Heavy rivets stud its surface, and a tarnished silver rune, which appears to be Durgadin's smithing mark once again, gleams on the door's rusted face. The door itself is kind of like 2 pieces of sheet iron, bolted to a strong frame. There's kind of like a pintle through the door's middle, so it doesn't really appear to have like hinges per se, but you do see a key opening.
A key opening.
Mm-hmm.
So the door
Near the
doesn't
middle.
I want to sniff the keyhole and see if I can smell anything on the other side.
Okay. You need to move your friends aside to do so. It's kind of cramped in there, and you're big right now.
Yeah, and I can't move my wolf.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's
There we go.
okay.
I'm gonna gas though.
I will
These are in my
make it so you can move it.
I'm gonna go grab them
Thank you.
because I can't find my normal set. I think I accidentally boxed one. Grab those really fast.
Okay, there you go. You should be able to move it now. But yeah. So you have advantage with checks regarding smell, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and give me that perception check with advantage.
Does it smell like magic?
On the 26, it better.
Okay. Okay. So, from here, you can kind of it is a pretty solid like sheets of metal that make up this door. There's not like you can't really see past it. It's not like it's iron bars or anything like that. If you go like right up to the keyhole itself and sniff through, sort of a thing, it's still kind of it's going to be hard to smell much of anything through such a small opening. But with a 26, nonetheless, you can kind of smell musty dustiness, a slight hint of like water, but not much in that regard. And the subtlest little hint of dwarf.
Sorry, I farted.
Okay. I am going to get excited, kind of hop around in like a little circle. I'm gonna run over to Gardan, lick his face, go back to the keyhole, sniff it, go back to Gardan. And that is my doggy way of trying to tell you what I have smelled through this keyhole.
So, have we tried to pull the door open? Or push the door?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Lena's back over at Gardan. If
Yeah.
you'll move the lovely token.
Sorry. It is
It's okay.
kind of big.
I'm gonna, like, push my hand up against the door and, like, try to push it in.
It doesn't budge. Doesn't
So
give
hot.
at all.
It's like, looks like it just fits a normal key. Not any shenanigans where I insert this dragon
Pull
ring
out
or
my
something.
thieves' tools.
Yeah, just appears to be a normal keyhole. Yeah. Okay. If you want to go ahead and make an attempt to pick it, you certainly can try.
As an action, can I sense for magic?
That's right. You can do that, can't you?
3 times a day.
Okay. What's the range on that? Like 30 feet or
60
something?
feet.
60 feet? Okay. Let's see here.
And any magic I sense, I get the school of magic it belongs to.
Let me
doesn't
double
have to be.
check.
It was like literally the only reason we found that crate on the ship. So
Let's see. Let me grab the ruler thing here. 60 feet, you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're throwing all kinds of curveballs at me here. Let's see.
I aim to do that.
So you reach out with your senses and feel for magical presences, and you don't really feel anything beyond the door, or if there is something beyond the door, it's way out of range beyond what you could actually see. Can it feel past total cover? Or do you what are the limits on it feeling beyond total
Magic
cover?
awareness. As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. Yeah.
Okay, so total cover matters here. So you definitely can't feel anything beyond the door itself.
Alright.
Let me see here though.
Of all the things I could sense around us.
Yeah. So you definitely sense all of the magical gear that your friends have on them and yourself, but that's it.
Okay.
given the
I'm
limitations.
gonna pick the lock. Well,
All
I'm
right.
gonna try to pick the lock.
All right, go ahead and give it a go.
I don't remember what that is.
Okay, so this is going to be a dexterity check with thieves' tools. You don't have proficiency, I believe, because you're not a
I think
rogue.
it's funny since I'm a smuggler.
It's not
I
part
mean,
of your background.
you could potentially like
Technically,
uh,
as a
do some
smuggler,
training
that
and
would be
stuff on
part
that.
of the background.
What would it say on your
Yeah.
sheet, right?
Mhm.
Well, I don't have like
I don't
the
know
the
if it is.
smuggler thing is a feature inside of Small Marsh, and I don't have that book.
Ah,
Gotcha.
I'm behaving and not buying that book.
You're good. You're good. No worries. Just roll straight dexterity then. Don't add anything else to it. Just
Okay.
straight dex.
Wow.
Natural 20.
oh,
Holy hell. Well, what do you know?
Roll
So-
20 like me.
finally, roll 20.
Get down next to this thing and you start working this lock. And it is not an easy lock. DC is pretty high, but you feel around, you can feel the tumblers, and it's very intricate, but you just almost like dumb luck, you get the right sequence and pull the little things back and the pins drop and it unlocks for you. And the two metal plates making up the door ever so slightly give under the push of your arm.
I then step back and call Lena. Open the door.
Oh my goodness, you're so mean.
No, I'm paranoid and know that you have more hit points than I do at the moment.
Okay.
Because you have wolf
I
form and then you. And I have
I
zero
assume
rages
there's a
left.
handle, or is it just like a push thing?
It's
just a
just
push
kind of a
thing.
push thing. The two halves of this thing kind of just push in the middle.
I ain't getting stuck
Okay.
by another trap.
You know
As
how
you
like
do so,
a dog looks when the door is cracked and it's sniffing right in between the crack and like it pushes the door open with its nose? That's gonna be
Right.
me. I'm just gonna be like, and like just kind of wiggle my nose in through and then pull my nose back with a snort and like kind of look to see what's through the crack I made.
Going.
you see a small hallway, big enough for you to get through, and appears to be some stairs.
Okay, I'll kind of push my head in, wag my tail so everyone in the backside of me can see I'm happy, and then walk on through. Does anything happen?
Nothing appears to happen right away.
At this point, can we summon the humans to come so that they're back with us?
Yeah, sure. They would have caught up by now. They were
Yeah.
After the fighting died down. They kind of stuck around with you guys for sure. But these stairs, instead of going further down, they seem to lead back up.
It's a good thing. I feel that's a good thing.
I'm just gonna like poke my nose around to see what it looks like.
Yeah, sure. So it is a long stairway. One second. Goes pretty far up. It's still pretty dark up in this place because there's less of the glowing fungus and crystals and things. But you've got dark vision. You can see fairly far as the stairs lead further upward.
Okay, I'm just gonna if I can move. There we go. Kind of bounce my way up about halfway, stop and look back at my group, and continue my way up.
Okay.
Oh, where'd you go? There you are.
1 second here.
How do you move them two at a time?
Highlight them both. Click and drag.
Okay, are you going further up?
Yeah, well, I'm looking first.
So you can definitely tell that there's a dark kind of cavern up ahead of you that it's opening up to, and it kind of levels out as you're getting closer to the top. But you'd need to sort of crest it and get closer to the room itself. Do you want to do that? Or no?
Because you're asking, I am hesitant. But yes, I shall continue forward.
The
Okay.
DM always has to ask questions and just makes us all paranoid, but that's just part of the job.
It's just, what I do, right?
Note to self for when I'm DMing. Ask questions to paranoid my
Just
player.
always ask. Is that what you want to do? Freaks him out every time.
Are you
You
sure?
you could also, yeah, I was gonna say you could always add in. Are you sure you want to do that?
Are you sure about that? You think
Is
that's
that
a good idea?
is that your final answer?
Yeah, that one. Is that your final
it-
decision?
Are you
Freaks him out
sure
every
about
time.
that?
New
Are you-
area.
Positive.
Where am I?
There we are.
Oh, small.
Where are we? I didn't see you.
Fuck.
Oh.
Upon cresting that hill, my little puppy dog stuff is going to go and like immediately start like backpedaling away from the room.
If she starts
Okay.
backpedaling, I'll start pushing her hind legs forward. Like, no backing up.
Go back up. Go back up.
The stairs end at the entrance to an octagonal chamber. The floor is inlaid with cracked blue tiles, and a slight little bit of water sort of is pooled at the center. Just a tiny little bit, maybe an inch at the most. And the walls are kind of dressed with polished marble. Large doors of iron-bound oak exit to the northwest and northeast. And 3 cast bronze statues, almost 10 feet tall each, stand by the west, north, and east walls.
Why does everyone like
Each
statues?
depicts an armed dwarf. The eastern and western ones carry axes and shields. The center statue is armed with 2 axes. The ceiling rises in a dome almost 30 feet above the floor, and from somewhere in the distance, you can hear the faint ringing of a hammer on an anvil.
Wait. What? There's someone alive, and I highly doubt it's him. But
I want to sniff around to see if I can distinguish where the dwarf smell was coming from earlier.
So go ahead and give me another perception check then.
24.
So with a 24, it seems to be from this room. Like the smell of dwarf is on the statues. You can smell it.
oh no. Do not touch the statues. Don't touch them. And I glance back at Gardane. Gardane, no touching.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I would like to approach and see if I can see if there's any like dwarvish like ruins or writing or anything like that. If I can crawl under this big wolf.
Yeah,
Is
I'll
that-
move to the side.
I scritch its belly as I crawl under it.
Roll perception for me here. 16? Okay. So looking around, the bronze statues themselves, again, they're really nice, fine craftsmanship, metalwork, all of them. The bronze is kind of tarnished from age and things like that. The stonework itself in here is very fine, as you would expect from dwarves. You're not seeing any writing or dwarvish runes to give you sort of any indication of what's going on in that regard. But with a 16, you do notice that in front of each of the doors here, you can kind of see what looks to be like scoring into the stone on the ground in front of the doors. Some sort of damage to the rock.
Probably where the orcs tried to get in there. Or the door moving itself. Is it in a pattern, or does it,
With a 16, that's about all you can really decipher. It's just some kind of damage, some scoring into the stone there in front of each of the doors.
Okay, I want to approach this door.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token there. What do you want to do? You gonna open the door, or
I'm going to attempt to open the door.
okay? So as you open the door,
I am
it
ready
creaks.
watching these statues to see if they
You
move.
peer behind it, and you're confused because it's a stone wall. And then suddenly, coming down from either side, the axes of the two statues on either side of you swoop down, trying to chop you in two.
Hello, everyone.
What is your armor class?
I believe it's 18.
Melancholy Hill is so good.
Okay.
Can someone link it?
So, okay, one of the axes barely misses you. The other one rolls a natural 20 and is going to hit you for...
A lot.
Okay, just pretend like both of them hit you.
Yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much, yeah.
16 slashing damage as both of these things just, the two axes wielded by these things just come down and crash down right at where you're at. It hurts, but you are still alive. And after a moment, you watch as the two arms just kind of and clank back into position.
This is why we don't trust statues.
It is. It's
So-
legitimately-
As you sort of pick yourself up after being slashed by the axe, you notice that the point where the axes kind of hit the ground
Yep,
is where the scoring
that makes
on the
sense.
on the stone was.
So, I'm sorry, did I notice that the door was, you could open it, or?
So the door did open, but behind it was just a flat stone wall.
Oh, okay,
There was no hallway or passage beyond it.
I moved back away then.
Okay.
Somebody else can explore now.
I walk up. I'm gonna try something. We're gonna test my luck. I take Shatter Spike. I watch the dwarf at the other door. At least one of them. And I attack its weapon. To shatter it.
So, oh, okay.
I want to take away the problem that's gonna happen if we open the door. If they have no weapon, they can't hit us.
Okay. Sure. Make an attack roll.
Oh, please work. 17?
So 17.
This is like a really confusing thing because I don't like have like an
Yeah.
official like card or anything. I just have to like Google it. So I really don't know much about Shatter Spike.
You're good. So basically, if you hit the AC of the object, it's
Okay.
like a critical hit when you use Shatter Spike. It'll like do extra damage to weapons or objects and things like that. So
I
but
had
you still have to
something
hit the AC
Yeah.
of the item itself. This is like a heavy bronze statue. I don't have like a specific AC for it. What the hell? We'll say a 17 hits. Why not? So roll double damage basically for it. You got the 7. Roll another damage die.
I don't know what the damage die is. 1 second. I did
Damage
two-handed.
die.
So it's 10.
Yeah.
1 second.
Roll another D10.
3.
Okay. So you
So
deal 10
10.
damage to this, which does like it leaves a big score in the metal of this thing as it's held in the in the hands of this dwarven statue here, right?
It's gonna take a minute.
A chunk of it kind of breaks there. It's not enough to completely break the weapon yet, but you have damaged it. Like, you can see that you do this a few more times, you'll probably eventually cause it to break. And
Well, I just want to be able to
shatter.
open the door, and if we can get rid of the weapons that are going to attack us, they can't hurt us. So I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, sure.
16.
You do get the feeling this is going to take a few hits because
Yeah,
this is a
that's fine.
big, heavy metal statue sort of a thing. Again, I don't have a specific AC for this. I'm going to say that 17 was the AC, so
That's
you're
fine. Dang
you,
it, that
you
was
hit
a
it,
good
but
hit.
it kind of like clangs off, sort of a thing. No damage really that time.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it again.
Okay.
22.
Yeah. So roll another damage die there.
15.
15. Yeah. Okay. So another chunk kind of comes off, and I will say you're aiming like right at the handle there.
Yeah.
It's about halfway. Like you've
Okay.
scored into this bronze and broken it about halfway through the thick metal haft of this thing that's on there. So
Okay. I'll just keep going.
okay.
While they watch me do this.
For brevity's sake,
22.
we'll say it takes you 4 or 5 more tries of hacking at this thing with Shatter Spike, and
Well, I just
finally
did
on the
another
last
22.
one,
So.
perfect. But finally with that last one, as you sort of finally hit that sort of critical mass on it, you watch as sort of Shatter Spike itself, your sword, kind of flashes with light, and the actual hands of the statue, along with the weapon itself, just kind of shatter into like a million pieces. Have you guys seen the trailer for Elden Ring and the Elden Ring kind of shatter?
Mhm.
That's what it is. It's kind of like shattering into bits. Took some time, several minutes of hacking away at this thing.
Yeah,
But
that's
with the power of your magical sword, you're able to disable this trap.
okay. I
Your
disabled
bludgeoning
one.
corpse.
Gonna do it to this one too. Because it has two, so it's obviously
this one has
swings one
two.
this way and swings the other one this way. I'm gonna take off the one that swings the way of the door I'm going to.
Okay. All right. Brevity's sake, we'll say that, it's a matter of time, right? It takes you maybe like 10, 15 minutes of hacking away before a similar result is achieved and this other axe is shattered.
Okay, who wants to open the door? 'Cause I just did all the heavy work.
Sure.
Are you sure
I
you'll be
mean,
able to get us
you're
out?
already there.
I know, but can't do everything.
I'll open the door.
Thank you, Dimitri.
So,
And
Dimitri,
I'm
you pull on the door.
standing here at the ready, waiting to see what's behind the door.
And as you do so, there's kind of this awkward creaking of metal and stuff as the statues try to trigger, and you see like the halfway gone arms swing in your direction. But to no effect, obviously, as the weapons themselves have been removed. But you pull back the door, and behind it again is a smooth marble stone wall, very similar to what was behind the other door.
That's weird.
Time to hack up the wall.
I'm not attacking a wall.
But you have shower spike.
I'm not
Sure.
attacking a wall.
Gardain, attack the wall.
Can I perceive to see if maybe there's like a button or something to something
Sure.
around the room to see if there's something hidden?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception for me, or investigation, whichever one you want to do there is fine.
I'm gonna do perception because I get a +3. Neither would I get a 0. 19.
19. Okay. And you're looking for hidden stuff?
Yeah,
I guess?
like trying to
Okay.
find like a button or something that opens, because there's got to be something past this point. Otherwise, it wouldn't be 2, 3 statues that like to lop off heads.
Okay. With a 19, you kind of you step away, and you're standing sort of here in the middle, and there's kind of that little puddle of water there. You look around at these two doors and the statues, eventually, you look at the base of the statues one by one, and eventually your eyes kind of fall to the right of the base of this one, and you notice that the marble right along the side of it here is just ever so slightly worn, as if by constant foot traffic. And as you follow it, you look at this little worn path in the marble floor, you do discover behind the statue what appears to be a hidden door that
Push the button.
As she's looking around, I'm like, Meepo! Eldritch
blends
Blast
in
the wall!
with the store.
And then she discovers this.
Yeah, there's just blasts going on behind you, Ashari, as you're doing this. Just over and over
You know
again
what?
from Meepo.
I'm not even flinching because I know it's gonna happen. I've expected
But,
this.
But you do manage
Open
to
it up.
push this door open and find yourself a small little stairwell leading up.
So I look towards Lena and I'm like, "You're not gonna fit."
It's
Oh,
big
you
enough,
might
but
fit.
getting
It's big
between
enough.
she can squeeze between the statue and the wall to get in there.
The squares are a little off.
Yeah, I noticed that. I wonder what's going on with the grid. I may have to fix that later. I don't know why that's happening.
Yeah, this
Maybe they
grid
just
is
didn't
just a
fix
hair.
this map.
That's weird because like he's over thick. Like there's just it's a hair off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Fine
take a
for
look
me.
at that and see what's going on with it. But,
Okay, I go to the top.
okay.
Shatter strike in hand, just in case. Whatever's there.
All right, there is a door directly in front of you, and beyond it, you can hear that clanking sound, the sound of a hammer ringing on a metal anvil. Tink,
There's an actual door.
Should we just
Tink.
knock?
tink.
Go ahead.
I just knock on the door with my hammer.
I
Okay.
moved you forward.
So, Gardain, you walk up to these large double doors in front of you, and you bang on them with your hammer.
Yep.
And as the ringing from your knocking sort of ends and dies, the tink, tink of the hammer on the anvil stops, and silence falls.
Is anybody there?
There's
Do
no
you honestly
response.
think that's gonna answer the door?
Melon.
Do you take commissions for legendary weapons?
So you do notice that this door, which is carved of stone here, kind of has this glowering dwarf's face on it.
I'm going to assume that's Durgan.
Yeah, Dorgan. Smith.
Durgan.
Can we come in?
There's no response.
Alright, I'm gonna try and open the
So
door.
we either just notified him into being able to attack us, or
I am a fellow dwarf. It's okay. And then I try and open the door.
Okay. So, Dark Souls style, you push the double doors really slowly with both hands. And you can see some light coming through the crack, and it kind of blinds you a little bit as you do so. There appears to be some sort of a bright burning fire, and you can see some indistinct figures in a large hall opening up in front of you. And that's
Well, we can kill them all.
Hey,
in 15 minutes.
did we? I meant to ask in the beginning, but did we do the experience from our last session already?
I thought we did it at the end. of
Yeah,
the
we
last
we
session.
might have. I just wanted to make sure.
How much
But
do
we
you have?
can go ahead and do what you got today, if you want, real quick. But we will pick up right there with you entering into this large hall with several figures standing before you.
Well, hopefully they're friendly because I'm a bad fit. So.
Alrighty. Okay, so
Ugh.
okay. So let's see. You guys did those Sturges and the Gricks, right?
Lots of Sturges, lots of
4,000 experience.
4,000 experience. Okay, and let's see. So it's not going to be a lot, but take 200 experience points each for that.
Nice. Oh, dude. Tax 14,000, I think.
Also, Shahari, I'm assuming you're still tracking all of the coin that we picked up, because there was that
Yep.
160 silver earlier.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
I figured you had it all, so
I also have the gold and silver from last time. I'm just kind of like adding it to the group pool funds.
nice. We can just split
The
it up
ship
at
fund.
the end of all this.
We'll eventually be able to actually afford an upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting there.
Some cannons, some wings so we can fly.
So I did end us, about 15 minutes early, but I didn't want to start what's going to happen beyond the door until next time. It would take too much time if we started tonight. But everybody good with the 30th for our next game?
I don't foresee an issue.
I think that should be fine.
We should be good for the
That's,
30th.
it's on our normal every other week kind of schedule. Just on the 30th here. That's what we'll plan on. Let me know if there's any conflicts or anything like that. Any questions or anything for me before we take off and call it a night?
No,
I think I'm good.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So at the end of May, I'm not gonna be able to do the 28th. For the
Okay.
end of May. Yeah,
All right.
I will be in Phoenix, Arizona, at a convention.
Oh,
So
that'll
be fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I've had
maybe
tickets for
we'll,
3 years.
We'll adjust to either the 21st or the 4th of June.
Yeah.
One of the two there. So whatever's going to work best for everybody. Okay.
All right. Well, good session.
Cool. So one last thing before we go.
yeah.
I'm still kind of on the fence on adding more people to the group. I know